Hello everyone, welcome to Ask Lagos on the Street, where we take important conversations directly to the people. A viral video on social media has raised serious concerns about drugs on some youth and what it means to the safety of our community. Drug abuse affects families, neighborhoods, and the future of our societies. And many are now asking, how can we address it? So today, we are asking Lagosians, what do you think the Lagos State government can do to protect our young ones and keep our streets safe? In your opinion, what can the Lagos State government do to protect young people from taking hard drugs?
Empowerment. There are many brilliant young people out there that need empowerment. They have skills. They have a lot to offer, but they don't have the resources. They don't have the capital. Me now, I have ideas, but I don't have the money to put in those ideas to manifestation. So they need empowerment from the government. One thing about our government is they keep taking and taking and taking. They keep taxing and taxing, but they don't like giving back to the people. So giving back to the people, one way is by empowering the youth, the young generation. There are a lot of talent out there. They can set up a scheme. They've been doing that. They set up schemes and they use it to siphon money. They don't actually do what they're supposed to do. So if they should key into that empowerment, most people that are taking drugs is out of frustration, out of always thinking. Most people have given up in their dreams because they see every way is closed. The hardship and all that boils down to depression. Depression leads to taking drugs, sedative drugs to clear your head and all that. I don't think people like taking drugs or taking illegal substances. I think it's the hardship, the pain, heartbreak, and all of that that push young people to take those stuff.
I think they have to be like a sort of scarcity and then make the drugs very hard or inaccessible for the younger people to get. So whatever measures they have to take, whether making sure that these side stores and all these people don't have access to them to be able to sell to the younger people. So yeah.
I think there should be a tax force for that. Working on, like they can go into all this ghetto, to deal with maybe the dealer. If they can get the dealer, there can be a CID, like all this underground police, to detect the main dealer. So if they started from the dealer, so I believe to reduce.
In my honest opinion, I think the government are doing their thing, but I feel like the people can do better. So that's it. You can help yourself.
What they need to say, can't go on. You don't have to call say no. Kò kọ́ yẹ kó máa fi wọ́n lẹ́mọ̀. You don't máa lọ fi wọ́n dáko. Pé ká máa jẹun. Kán lọ fi wọ́n dáko. Bí Fáṣọlá ṣe ń ṣe ń gbà yẹn, àwọn ènìyàn náà tún ṣe bẹ́ẹ̀. Kí ìfẹ́ náà kó bá ṣe bẹ́ẹ̀ pé irú àwọn ọmọ yẹn tó máa ti kó wọn.
The first most important thing is education, and then also engaging the youth. There are some Lagos State youth things that they've done. Some have been a part of that, just basically get them engaged in leadership training, having the right perspective about yourself, and then all of those things contribute to your esteem as well as to what you decide to put inside your body. And then I feel like the most obvious thing is that the more people are engaged, the more time they have to do useful work, the less time they have to do things that would stop them from doing the useful work, e.g. the hard drugs. And so empowerment, education.
I think we have shortage of employment here because most youth, one of the reasons why they indulge in such acts is because they don't really have much to do, and frustration and the peer group pressure can actually influence decision making, and that could actually make them to go vice versa as regards to drug addiction.
Probably educate them. Talk more about the danger in taking drugs.
Actually me, I'm not a kid, no. Government cannot be going around to be checking out why you be taking drug, which is very bad for your health. So I think that is not a government issue. So
Um, well, my own opinion is probably they should just try and go through the grassroots, probably through the local government and some CDAs. Try sensitizing all the children around and adults. Probably you can just call probably a particular CDA meeting or all the children or even on the adults around there. Probably just and find something to entice them like food, When most of them see something like that, they come around, especially this Nigeria. Anywhere you go to, if you hear about food, sharing food, they will come around. Probably they can use that opportunity to sensitize them, show them the consequence of impact of hard drugs in their life.
I think government should try and encourage the youth in supporting the youth in one or two ways. Like the youth of nowadays are not opportune like the time of Awolowo time. So like my dad, he was benefited and others of that time. But the youth of now, there is not really much support from. So if government can do one or two supports by employing, one or two, I think it can be better. So we feel relief and guys will change something.
Well, our government is trying about that issue, but they should put more effort. They should keep advice all these youth in any radio stations, even in public, and they should try to advise them. And I appreciate government. Government is doing its own part. They are trying. May all the youths hear about it. That's what I can tell government. They are trying. They should keep doing it.
Okay, so I think the first thing that I would clarify, right, is that for hard drugs and things like that, right, the one thing that we need to make clear is that, one, individuals often would take it because they don't have alternatives, or like, hey, okay, that's what they find to find a high. So that would mean that the first thing, again, that the government can do is, one, rehabilitation for those that are already taking hard drugs to get them back to be stable in society. So we need rehabilitation first for those that are already taking drugs, and awareness trainings and lockdowns on, again, access to where they get these drugs. So that's really what they can do. So because at the end of the day, it's the individual that decides to do something. The government can only do so much to restrict or reduce, not stop the individual from taking an action.
Abuse, I can say, improve, like they will improve in stopping the dealers, because it's people that are selling it. If you stop if the source coming, like bringing it to our country, when it's vandalized or there is no way to bring it. Yes, I think that will work.
Okay, I think government need to do more about creating maybe recreational centers and empowering the youth in the area of maybe sporting activities and things that will take them out of the street. Then also they need to create more jobs. They actually need to create more jobs opportunities, create jobs that has to do with the generation of this day. Okay, the present day generation. All right, jobs that will appeal to the youth. When I'm talking about jobs, I'm not just talking about maybe a blue collar job. I'm talking about something like maybe like factories and where they manufacture, or maybe they have to do things that has to do with IT because of the present day generation that we find ourselves. So we have to give them something that will attract them, something that will make them, that will appeal to them. All right. So create more jobs, and then create recreational activities, build more sporting stadia or sporting arenas around where young people can go and showcase. Nigeria is really blessed with talent, abundance of talent, but the problem is that some of them are just hidden there. Some of them are playing football in the streets. Nobody is there to showcase them. Some of them know how to play tennis and basketball. You have some tall guys around, and then but they don't have the facilities, and they don't have the exposure, things that can expose them to be known unlike other places.
Now, what is the Lagos State government doing to protect our young ones and keep our streets safe?
Thank you so much. Our approach to fighting drug abuse is multi-sectoral. It has to do with education, prevention, advocacy, So we have a team that we call the LASCODA, Lagos State Kick Against Drug Abuse. These are people who go about educating young people about the dangers of getting into drugs, and then helping people to wean them off a drug. Those who need to be taken to the homes, they are taken to any of the homes where there are drug problem, they try to solve them. And then apart from that, there's also a kind of collaboration with the National Drug Law Enforcement Agency to ensure that people do not turn our state into drug purchasing and drug use state. So we have this collaboration. But the main thing that we are doing, apart from rehabilitation, is also educate our young people never to get into drug at all.